What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today I wanted to get into something a little bit personal. You guys have been, a lot of you have been following me for quite a while, and you guys hear me talk about the benefits of being a digital nomad or world traveler or frequent traveler, however you want to say it. And a lot of times I go into the economics of it, a lot of times I go into the personal of it, but I don't really talk about the personal drawbacks in detail of being a frequent traveler or a digital nomad or somebody who kind of moves a lot. This isn't a new thing. Like, a lot of people believe this whole digital nomad or nomadic lifestyle is kind of a new thing, but it really isn't. Like, there are people who've been living this kind of lifestyle, especially in journalism, for quite some time. So what I wanted to do today was to answer some of the one of the most frequent questions that I get is like, what's my relationship like with my family, my friends, what's dating like outside of abroad, how do I maintain everything moving forward, mental health, all those kind of things. So let's get into it. So the main thing that really sparked this conversation for me, or wanting to do this video, was I actually had lunch with my ex. More like a coffee. We hadn't seen each other or dated in 3 years, and it was kind of a messy breakup a little bit. Not really on my end, but on her end, she was pissed. And in hindsight, it was totally my fault. I might do a video on that later if she gives me permission. But the reality is, long distance dating sucks, and I hear so many people talk about, oh, if you really wanted to work, you could make it work. They're just, logistics just don't, it's just not realistic in a lot of cases. Now, have I seen it work? I have. And I'm only speaking from personal experience and what I've seen. Personally, I haven't been able to make it work because the kind of women I'm attracted to are the kind of women who want/need that personal, that interpersonal connection. The same as me. I need that person there with me. I need to be able to reach out and touch them and physically engage with that person. So distance just makes it almost impossible for me or a personality type like me. So long distance dating, it just sucks, you know. Granted, if you're one of those kind of nomads, like I'm actually becoming, where you'll stay in one place for 3 or 4 months, then go to the next 3 or 4 months, it's a little bit easier because you can kind of build a relationship. But the problem is you're leaving. Like, it's just the reality of it, and you and the other person are only 1 foot in. If you're being honest, both of you guys said, look, 3 to 4 months, I know you gotta leave, you know, let's not get too serious. But unfortunately, things, you know, the heart wants what it wants, you know, and sometimes it can be really painful. So a lot of times, a lot of people just avoid it altogether. And it's tough, especially if you're a cool person. Like, if you're like an interpersonal kind of person like myself, like I'm a very personal, outgoing person. I interact with people all the time, and romances bloom. And then the reality doesn't kick in. Like, you're leaving and it's going to be over. So that's extremely difficult. And I don't think there's really a solution for it. I think, you know, it comes with self-awareness and just being honest. I've seen, I mean, guys, I cannot tell you how many times I've seen long distance relationships just crumble and fail. And both people could have prevented it by just being honest with themselves and the other person, by saying, like, look, I can't deal with you being gone for 6, 7 months. I can't. And it's not necessarily a selfish thing. And I hear people throw out selfish like it's a negative. Everybody's selfish. Humans are selfish. It's a survival instinct. We, at the foundation, we are extremely selfish creatures, and that's okay. And I think it's important for you to be selfish, not only for yourself, but for your partner as well, because a lot of times you trying not to be selfish or trying to spare somebody's feelings is what's going to get them hurt. So the next one kind of piggybacks off the dating thing. Everything, when you're a frequent traveler, everything is magnified and intensified, especially when it comes to interpersonal relationships with friends, family, and significant others. Like, you just don't have time for these long, drawn out courtship periods or getting to know each other. Everything is just magnified. And I like to make this joke, like, if you know somebody for 1 day, you've actually known them for 3 weeks. If you know somebody for 3 weeks, you're actually known them for 3 months. It's just the way, in 3 months, that's a year. You know, like that's just the way travel works. Everybody's so open and honest because they aren't home. They don't have the same social restrictions. They're free to be who they really are. So they share a lot more of themselves with you. And you do the exact same thing. But with that comes vulnerability and pain. And it hurts, you know, because everything is so magnified emotionally. And I think this is where emotional intelligence comes into play. And I think a lot of people don't have emotional intelligence, where you understand where your feelings are, your anger, your frustration, your love, your like these very strong emotions within you. And travel is tough. It magnifies those emotions to the point where they can break you as a person. I'll give you one example. For me, it was Auschwitz, the concentration camp in Poland. Granted, I grew up only knowing about the concentration camp in books and on documentaries and the movies. That's all I really knew because I didn't really know any Jewish people, like outside of the people kind of who had stores and stuff in my neighborhood and whatnot. But when you go to Auschwitz, especially when you go early like me, when there's nobody else there, and I'll link to the video that I did in Auschwitz. I think I might have talked about this. Like when you're there by yourself, especially in the off season where it's cold, and you go through the same buildings that so many people died in and were imprisoned in and tortured and beaten. Not too long ago, you know, in year 1940s wasn't that long ago. It has an impact on you, and it hit me because that restlessness, that fear, I never experienced before. I never had to put myself in somebody else's shoes that way. And the concentration camp, like just the buildings, the stature, how small everything was, how aware I was of my discomfort, and then realizing the discomfort that the people who actually were stuck there had. But yeah, like everything in travel, when it comes to emotions, is intensified, and for some people that can be a lot, and it can be too much for a lot. I've got friends, digital nomads, who left, who stopped the nomadic lifestyle because it was just too emotionally taxing for them. So this next one, I probably should just put this as a positive. Like real friends, like real legit friendships, are rare. They're very fleeting. One thing that travel has taught me is that most friendships, most relationships are by proxy, meaning that you're only best friends with your best friend because you grew up together, you live next door to each other, went to the same school, you fought the same bully, whatever. You work together or something. You're friends by proximity. But when you're separate from that person, when you're not socially forced or economically forced to be around that person, you truly learn what you can tolerate and what kind of person you are, what kind of person they are. And the reality is, a lot of people that you interact with on a daily basis that you call friends really aren't your friends. These are people who you will never hear from when you're traveling, who are jealous and angry that you left them. Like, these are people who will hate on you and talk shit about you behind your back. These aren't friends. But one thing that this lifestyle does, or frequent travel does, it quickly shows you who your real friends are. Like, I just had friends who flew from the other side of the planet to come and visit. Like, just cause we hadn't seen each other in forever. Like, I have friends that I know will drop at the dime, will drop everything to come and help me, to send me money or help or a plane ticket or whatever I need. And it's all through travel and not being around those people that I truly learn who that is. So one of the things that travel does, it really exposes who those fake friends are. So this next one is the funniest, and I think a lot of you guys who are travel journalists or social media influencers or anything like digital marketers, writers, artists in general, people don't really think you work. Like, most people don't understand what you do as an artist outside of that. Oh, he makes pretty pictures, or she writes nice articles. Like, people don't understand the hours of training that goes into it, the hours of research that goes into these things, the technical skill, the hours of practice That, I mean, people do not understand how difficult being a professional writer is, or being a professional photographer, or being a professional dancer. People really don't understand that. And when you tell somebody that you can't go to the club or the bar because you have to study or you have to work 18, 19 hours a day, it's difficult for people who work 9 to 5 to understand that concept. They don't get it. And it really strains relationships and friendships, because then people believe you're lying. They think you're lying. Even if they don't say that, that's subconsciously, that's what they believe, that you're not telling them the truth. So one way that you can really, and it's really tough, because like, I try to show you guys as much of my actual lifestyle as possible, but really my everyday life when I'm actually, you know, at the base in Bangkok or Budapest, it's boring as hell. I spend 18 hours a day doing research for clients, writing articles, researching other destinations, answering emails, sending pitch letters, reaching out to new clients and old clients, doing accounting. This stuff is stuff you guys don't want to see, you know. So that's probably one of the biggest drawbacks. And the last one, I wanted to, it kind of piggybacks off what I just said about people don't think you actually work. This lifestyle of frequent travel, it is amazing for you to discover who you are. It gives you a chance to get in touch with yourself, but it also can make you extremely antisocial, or perceived as antisocial. Quick example. Last weekend, I want to say it was Friday. Last Friday, I'm walking down the street where I stay. I just went and grabbed some food, and I run into a friend of mine. And he's like, "Oh, yo, what's going on?" So, "Oh, not much." He said, "Where you headed?" And I said, "I'm going back to work." Mind you, it's like 9:45, 10 o'clock at night. And I could just see in his face, he's like, "Bullshit." You know, like, and he even said, he's like, "Yeah, you're going to work on that thing." And I'm like, "No, man, really, I'm going to work. That's what I'm going to do." It's to the point where my friends rarely invite me to stuff because I usually say no. Because for me, I prioritize work above all else. And that's something that so many people do not talk about. And so many digital nomads, frequent travelers and bloggers and vloggers do not talk about. Is that we put in so many hours off camera to make a living, that we don't have time to watch Stranger Things. I've not seen Stranger Things yet, y'all. I've not watched Stranger Things. Let me know in the comments below if I should actually start watching it. But I mean, we don't have time to, you know, watch TV, to catch up with friends, to really go have drinks. Like, for me, if my friends want to go out and have drinks and turn up, in my head, I lose that night of work, and then I'm losing most of the next day with a hangover. Like, so I'm like, is it worth like a day and a half to go out and drink? Nope, gotta make that money. You know, so it's difficult, you know. It's a difficult balancing act between being social, and we all need that socialization. We all need friends, we all need lovers, we all need this human touch. But also you have to make that money, especially when you're a freelancer, living from like client to client. It's a difficult one, and honestly, this also can lead to a lot of mental illness. It can lead to depression, isolation, paranoia. Like, I know, I have some friends who are extremely paranoid because they've never worked a job where you have to produce to get paid, which is what we do now. Like, when you go from a company, I know most of you guys probably work for a company where you, for the most part, you might be salary, you get paid regardless, or you get paid hourly, and really your production doesn't really matter when it comes to paycheck. But for us, it does. If a client hires me to photograph Prague, for example, and I come back and I deliver 50 shitty images, I'm probably not going to get paid the remainder, and B, I'm not going to get hired from them again. So it's always that added pressure to like not only maintain a standard of excellence, but to go above and beyond, to just outdo everybody else. Especially today when everybody's giving their work away for free. By the way, Creatives, artists, stop giving your work away for free. You're killing everybody. You're killing yourself, you're killing me, you're killing the industry. Stop giving your stuff away for free. Okay, so those are just a few of the personal drawbacks of this frequent traveler digital nomad lifestyle. You know, for me personally, I'm a cost-benefit kind of guy. I have a high threshold for pain and annoyance, so these things don't bother me to the point of not wanting to do what I do. And I hope you guys don't take this as me complaining. I'm just trying to let you guys into our lifestyle, a little bit into our world to kind of see how our brains work. But we all understand these issues, these problems, especially if you've been doing this for more than a year, if you've been traveling around the world, producing content as a freelancer, living as a digital nomad for more than a year. This is all stuff that you already know, that we all already kind of know. So again, as usual, leave your comments below, any questions that you guys have about the personal drawbacks about this, maybe about dating, maybe about finances, maybe about keeping up with family back home. Yeah, as usual, leave the world better than you found it. I'll see you guys in the next video.